Hi, this is oli-kern from oli-kern TV with Stay Curious. I recently needed to buy a new mobile phone and contract. So I went online and looked for offers. Of course, I was immediately overwhelmed. So I walked into a shop and asked for help. I was lucky. And a young man asked me a couple of precise questions regarding my user behavior and preferences. Only after around 15 minutes he came up with a recommendation. What he did was clarifying what exactly I needed. So, if your challenge leaves you with a couple of questions in the back of your head, take it as a hint. Invest some time to clarify what you need to work on or what kind of solution you really need to follow. For a recent job assignment, I invested around 4 to 5 months in clarifying the objectives and expectations. I talked to as many stakeholders and experts as possible before deciding for a path forward. I wanted to make absolutely sure that I was working on the right problem and tasks. So, how do you make sure to see and understand all aspects of a challenge before you jump into action like a headless chicken? Well, here's a few suggestions that I considered helpful. First, we can make sure that we understand the history and background of our challenge. The situation around any problem we see about this challenge. Then we can make sure to investigate our situation from all angles by answering the key questions: who, what, when, where, why, and how. Also, with any problem we encounter, we can start phrasing it as open-ended questions. And in this way, we can invite solutions to us. For example, I don't have any budget might become a question like, in what ways might we convince James to provide more budget? And finally, we should write down our challenge in one or a few sentences as precisely as possible. This way we can check for ourselves and with others that we are working on the right topics and in the right context. Now, it is said that Albert Einstein was once asked for advice. If some imminent disaster threatened the world and he had 1 hour to address this crisis, how would he spend his time, this 1 hour? He reflected the question and answered, I would spend the first 55 minutes identifying the problem and only the last 5 minutes for actually solving it. For the formulation of a problem is often far more essential than its solution. Well, for me, clarifying a challenge has become an essential part of the creative process when I address a challenge. And that's it for now. As always, stay curious and keep smiling.